Today, I'm in a very bad mood about a 4-letter word, scam. Everywhere you turn, everything you do, you get scammed, right? You book a taxi, you get scammed. You buy clothes online, you get scammed. Open an email, get scammed. Scammers are the most hardworking people on the planet. Think about it. They work 365 days a year, 24/7. Always on. You never know when they're going to message or call or email you. Hello? You want me to transfer money to you? Hey, you think I'm stupid, is it? I'm calling the police to report you, scammer? That was my mother. Sometimes you can use scams to your advantage, but jokes aside. Are we in a scandemic or is it here to stay forever? It's Kumar VS Scams. Scams have been around for a long time, maybe even during the time of cavemen. Magic rocks could solve all your problems, but it really didn't. By the 1800s, scammers were everywhere, selling you things that could help you with everything. Headaches, heartbreak, baldness. The only thing really gone was your money. Today, with social media and e-commerce, people buy everything online, post what they eat, share too much info. Scammers are like, wow, free information. Who to scam first, huh? In the last 2 years, Singaporeans have lost over $1 billion to scams. And it's not only the elderly who are vulnerable. The most targeted group is 20 to 49-year-olds. We are all targets. No one is safe. The global scam industry is worth a shocking $1 trillion a year. Trillion! In Singapore, there were over 51,000 scam cases costing victims a total of $1.1 billion in 2024 alone. Now, what are some scams to look out for in the next few years? AI-powered scams. Imagine AI cloning your voice or a deep fake of your face to call your parents, friends, and ask for money. Government officials impersonation scams. They pretend to be from government agencies and accuse you of being involved in criminal activities. Investment scams. If someone tells you invest $100, you get back $10,000, no risk. Don't do it. In 2024 alone, Singaporeans lost over 320 million to these scams. Love scams. I love you. Send me money. That's all it takes for some people to transfer money to a stranger. One Singaporean lost 1.2 million to an online boyfriend she never met. Sadly, I've fallen for it too. Twice. Singapore is fighting back with the Scam Shield app to block scam calls and SMSs. The Scam Shield helpline at 1799 to check if something is a scam. And the SPF's anti-scam command tracking these criminals. But the best weapon? Awareness. My intern Gigi hits the streets to test your scam IQ. Then we will see if our game show guests are smarter than scammers.
Have you or your friends ever been scammed before?
Yeah, definitely. I have been scammed also.
Yes, my mother. Online scam.
Yeah, I had a friend who had been scammed. It was one of those banking scams.
Yes, they told me they lost a few $1,000.
Scam?
Yeah. You've been scammed?
Got a lot of times. My heart especially.
What happened to you?
Countless times. So I was shopping on Carousel, right, for Louis Vuitton bag.
How much was it?
It was 2007. They showed me the courier, everything, but in the end, after I paid, on the same day, I got MIA and the chat's been deleted. The Carousel account's been deleted also.
Those email, SMS, she went to believe the messages. And she gave her bank details, everything. And in the end, the money gone.
I tried to sell a video game account on Carousel. So I gave him my account details. He didn't transfer me the money.
The person says that he clicked on the wrong link. Before they know, right, it's too late already. Then they managed to like got in their SIM pass or whatsoever. Then they collect everything. I remember it was about 6-7K.
He also had a friend who got scammed of $900. Someone hacked into his friend's Instagram account, messaged my friend and a couple more people for the next 3 months, building their trust back. And he always put heartstrings of, for my children, I need my children, this. It's always a sad story. Yes, my friend sent him the money, and the scammer also sent him back about 2-3 days later. So continues to building that trust.
How did that make you feel?
I was frustrated, like punching cupboards. And then I tried to confide in my parents, and my parents are like, your fault.
Do you think it was your fault?
Yeah, too trusting, slowly changing, less trusting.
Devastated, like the world falling down on me. Because at that time I was still a student and I was paying my own school fees also.
Sad and then blaming herself.
He broke down and cried. He was in national service. Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of money for someone who's in national
He was
service.
saving all the way until when he's about to ORD, left for 2 months.
Probably the fear, like the idea that you're vulnerable to being like emotionally taken advantage of. And I think that in this society, it's kind of viewed as a negative thing.
I think it's maybe directly linked to their gullibility, and maybe like people will start questioning whether they're intelligent people or not intelligent people. So even the most intelligent people under situation, if they are like busy or whatever, it can happen.
How would you avoid being scammed like that in the future?
Not give the guy my account details and password before he transfers me the money.
I think just buy the products directly from the trusted wholesaler. But it was much cheaper on Carousel, which is why I was enticed to buy it.
Sometimes, like, if it looks too good to be true, it might be too good to be true.
Yeah.
What age group do you think is the most at risk for being scammed?
Youngest and oldest, so about 8 to 12 and 75 and above, around there.
30 plus above because they know about social media but don't know a lot.
I would presume the elderly will be the easiest to be scammed.
Middle age to the elderly. Because right now, youngsters, they're a little bit more street smart, and we've heard a lot about scams, but it's the older folks, you know, who are not so savvy, and they tend to be more gullible.
If I told you that the group most susceptible are actually aged 20 to 49, would you be surprised?
Yeah?
Why?
How could you be that gullible?
That's crazy.
I mean, you're 21.
Yeah,
You fit
that's
in that
true.
age group.
But I was expecting more elderly to be scammed actually because of the digital illiteracy.
Wow, okay. It's quite surprising because there's a lot of media telling us about these scams, so they should be more aware.
What tips do you have for people to avoid being scammed?
I think some of them, you look for the spelling. A lot of them have tiny spelling errors, and also the sender's email address. So these are small little things that you can do. If you feel that it is dubious, always call the official customer service and check through.
Be more alert.
I think you have to be very clear-minded. Be careful when you receive any kind of anonymous requests.
We can be naive sometimes, there's no doubt, because we want to trust everybody. But I always say, trust your instinct. When my friend said, yeah, my instinct just felt something was wrong, but he didn't listen, something's not right, constantly doing double research. Go and ask a few friends, go and ask for advice.
This is the guy who took your $2,700 for the bag. What would you say to the scammer?
Get a life. Don't scam people.
I slap your face.
You're a miserable person. You need to get a life. Maybe you can start from prison.
Here with us today, we have our scam magnets, our contestants, who look so cute. They think that they're not going to be scammed. Look at them, bless their hearts. Intros, please.
Hi, I'm Annette, and I'm proud to say that I don't think I've ever been scammed in my life.
You don't sound very sure.
Yeah, because, if I have been, then I didn't know about it, but I have not.
Very
The
good.
key is to be alert at all times.
Yes.
Trust no one.
True. I'm Suhaimi Yusof. I can vouch, I can tell everybody that so far I have not been scammed, and I'm not sure whether I have scammed people before. So,
What about you guys?
Hi, my name's Jerome. When it comes to scamming, most of the times I fall for love scams.
Hi, I'm Irene, and I have never been scammed.
Well, today we are playing Trust or Sus. Are you the type
What's
of person
sus?
Suspicious.
Oh.
Sorry, he's a boomer.
Are you the type of person who can smell a scam a mile away? Or are you the type of person who scrolls all the way down the T&Cs and clicks I agree without reading it? Now, I'm gonna give you questions, discuss it as a team. If you think that it's real, write trust. If you think it's a scam, write sus. Okay. Got it? All right.
Sus.
Question number 1. Your favorite online shopping app sends you an email saying, as a loyal customer, take this 3-minute survey and get a $20 gift card. This email address and branding match the official company. Trust or sus? Okay, let's look at your answers. What do you say? Why
Because
do you say sus?
they gave you a link to click on to take the survey, right?
Yes.
That looks like the company, but it's not. This
But
company.
I said it matches the official company.
Dot what?
But it's like they could be hacked, you know?
The answer is trust. You guys got it right. Many legitimate companies actually offer incentives, right? Surveys for feedback, they reward customers, but always make sure the email address is correct and you're not giving out valuable personal information. Next question. You receive a text from a logistics company that you've used before, and it says, your package has been delayed due to unpaid custom fees. Click this link to pay and track your delivery. The URL looks like it's from the company, and you are actually expecting a package from this company. Trust or sus?
No need to discuss. I still have the SMS here. Hey, exactly what you say. Your package cannot be delivered due to a missing street number. The package has been, you see? Yeah, and I forwarded this to my friend and he clicked it. No, sus.
And then what happened when you clicked it? What do you guys think?
Sus.
Why do you say that?
Because you said it looks like the URL.
Sus is the answer. Congratulations. Even if you're expecting a package and the link looks legit, logistics companies usually don't go for payments through text. I got an email that says, hi, intern Gigi. Your streaming subscription failed to renew. Please log in with your username and password here to reactivate your account.
You're right, you see the
Trust
face,
or sus?
The face is very sus, the face.
Everything, she says everything's so sad.
Yeah.
Okay, answers please. Sus is correct. Scammers craft fake SMSs and emails to make them look like they are legit, and make sure that you always access your subscriptions through the official links and don't just rely on the emails and SMSs.
Yeah, because this one I must say, right, I almost got scammed before when I got an email from Instagram. Someone's trying to get into your account. And so I clicked the link to try and change the password. But then I realized, oh my goodness, I think it's a scam. So I quickly went on my app and I changed it officially there.
Wow.
So they couldn't do anything.
Very good.
Kids these days.
Fast.
I remedied it in 10 seconds.
2 truths, 1 scam. Spot the scam.
Okay.
Okay.
A, your boss calls or texts asking for your bank details to personally forward your salary to you because the company accounting system has crashed. B, your telco calls or texts to offer a new promotion to renew a policy and direct you to their website for acceptance of this. C, your delivery service calls or texts confirming that your order will be delivered today and asking if someone will be home.
Definitely
Please
not
answer.
suitable.
Write down your answers.
B was
All right, answers please. Answers please.
A. Because I asked for very
Studied out
personal
myself now.
information.
Okay, the answer is actually A. Why do you say so?
The only difference between these 3 things is one asks for personal information, the other 2 don't ask.
She's beating the system. A is a very common impersonation scam to retrieve your personal information. Your boss should not be asking for your personal details over a call or text. Now I'm gonna read you a scenario with 2 truths and 1 lie about scam prevention. Spot the lie. A, if you receive an unsolicited email with an attachment, it's best not to open it. B, the government will never contact you through SMS or WhatsApp. C, when selling items online, you should only ship after receiving full payment. Answers, please. B is the lie. While government agencies use official channels, Some do send important updates through SMS, especially during emergencies, but make sure that you verify it through official hotlines or websites. Congratulations to team members of the public! You guys have won! Always remember, if it looks too good to be true, it probably is.
So far, this episode has been very interesting, but it's just going to get more and more interesting because it's time for my panelists. Scam!
So it seems like when we went and checked in with the public, a lot of people either know someone who's been scammed or they've been scammed themselves. And a lot of it happened to be younger people. They're very smart.
They're very smart.
Yes.
Scammers are very smart. Go and watch the movie No More Bets.
Oh, I love the show.
Very
It's a good
movie.
show. Yeah.
Keep your adrenaline. Wow, I was like so excited for the movie. No, because I read about this lady, Singaporean lady, who lost half of her saving, like close to 100,000 to a scam. And even I cried because she was saving the money for her son's wedding this year. She went to the police station and reported, but she was crying at the police station because it's her saving for her son, you know?
Yeah. But now recently the phone scams are getting quite crazy. First they'll get a hold of your number, and then once you pick up the phone, right, and then they'll ask whether, let's say, example, are you Harish?
Yeah.
And the moment you say yes, right, they can somehow use technology to take that yes word you say, and then, I don't know, like somehow...
Oh, that's scary.
Record it and AI use it for something else.
Use it to like accept something on your behalf or something like that.
Oh my God.
So don't answer a number. Don't try to talk to them.
But every time now I answer the phone, I don't talk first. The scary thing is they know your name.
Yeah.
They can look through some database and then they will call you, hello?
Oh,
are you Nadia?
that's being your friend.
And like, hey, remember me? I'm last time, I'm secondary school. And then like, you had this conversation, you're like, no, I don't recognize you. And then, oh, it's okay, let's talk over WhatsApp. And then you just like, okay, sure. And then you continue the conversation, and minutes sooner or later, they'll ask you for money.
Yeah.
Pretending to be your friend.
So there was this one time recently I got a call from someone who threw out like a very Singaporean sounding organization name. He told me his full name, he told me his pass number, he told me my name, and he said something.
That's scary.
Yeah, about how my number has been shared in Malaysia and it's circulating and I need to go like pass some info. And I said, okay, which department are you from? He said, here, this department. I said, okay, how do I know you're not a scam? He said, I can give you my work address. You can come down to our office this afternoon. Then I was like, this sounds very legit. And I was Googling online, and what saved me was a Reddit thread that some people had started saying, if you get called by this person's name, so and so and so, he will tell you this, do not. And everyone was sharing. I was like, but there was nothing else. And like, if it's a foreign accent or a foreign language, I would be more like, okay, this is a scam. But this guy was speaking like a Singaporean guy. And I was like, oh my God, this is getting like next level scam.
There's a funny story on this guy. He got video called by police. He just like some random number and then he answered. And this guy, I think he was, I don't know how he got this police backdrop. They say Majula.
Yeah.
He was wearing some blue uniform and then he's like, hi, I'm the police. Can you come down and, you know,
Is it?
like, you
Yeah, it came out in the stories. Yeah.
No, but that's the thing about scams, right? I think they're evolving so fast because another friend of mine, and this is another personal story, she works in a tech company, very educated and not someone you would think would fall for a scam. So how she got scammed was she joined this new company and she got an email from her boss. Welcome to the company, I would like to meet you, but in the meantime, can I get your help? And in the end, he got her to go down to the Apple store to buy a $1,000 voucher.
The boss asked her to go down to Apple store and buy a voucher.
Because you know some clients and vendors are coming and she saw the email, it was the boss's name. But she said the moment she transacted, she was like, what the hell did I just do? And she went back and she saw it was the boss's name, but the email was not the company domain. And by the time she checked, it was gone. It was redeemed. And then she said, because what blew my mind is like, they are evolving with the times. And she said, yeah, I just joined this company. I got an email from my boss. He said it's urgent.
How did they get
of course I would.
So scary.
No, you think about it, LinkedIn. If you click, you know, so and so started at his new company, which
and
is
then look for their boss in their company and then use that to
create an email.
We give them too much information.
Yeah,
Do you think these scammers are like
part of very big syndicates.
Yes.
Oh,
big
have you heard of how people
scary.
have been kidnapped to go be a scammer?
It was like the movie No More Bets. It's about that.
about that.
So this particular group of Singaporeans were actually found in Africa, I don't remember where. But what happened was the local police there had raided this particular building, found this whole telephone scamming thing, and just happened to be that this Singaporean or a group of them were in there. So they were rescued only because of a local raid. If not, they would have been there for years.
But how did they even end up there in the first place?
Because they were promised a job overseas.
Okay, like the movie.
Yeah, and so they were given like a stipend of $1,000, $2,000. They will invest money in you in order to get you and get more of your money. Yeah, so they'll say, hey, give if you put $500 in, then into this investment stock market, and they will give you back $1,500. So you've earned $1,000 on top of your money, right? So you're like, oh, okay, next one lah. You give more. That's it.
And I mean, these compounds, they're very guarded and fenced up, so you can't even escape.
They take your passport.
Yeah.
So
They
scary.
kidnap you. You're kidnapped. Basically.
It's basically like
It's human trafficking. Human trafficking for
Ah.
you to become one of their minions too.
But if you take it down back to a very local level, right? You know, like those individuals that scam you of concert tickets. Those are individual people. Like there's one girl, like she scammed out of like Taylor Swift, Bruno Mars concert tickets. I think she got upwards of 200,000 Singapore dollars.
Huh? How?
Yeah, she scammed hundreds
I
of
see.
people.
But spread the word to your friends and to your family when you come across a scam, because that is something to protect them as well.
But it still happens so much. Like people click on phishing links, and then their numbers are hacked, and then it sends out mass messages. Have you guys seen that?
Why do you have an accent suddenly?
She's trying to prevent people from cloning her voice.
She's a scammer!
One thing. No, but really, I think we all have to be very careful. Like what my friend says, that he doesn't answer any unfamiliar calls.
Yeah.
But he's lucky because corporate, for our kind of work, I think sometimes that's work money or what, we don't know, some company calling us, so we have to answer all the time, right?
So spread
So
the
usually
word.
I tell them to WhatsApp me.
Email, send email. It's so hard, right?
Okay, but if you answer the phone in a different voice,
Yeah, every time you
What will
answer,
they-
you just answer in a different voice.
they can't do
But
it.
then they might think you are trying to scam them.
You'll never talk to each other
So who is the
again.
bad person in this case now?
Then by the end, everyone
That's a skit for you right there.
Oh, I have another one. Do not shop online without not
those
legit.
ads or something.
Ads on social
Don't-
media.
Don't go and shop anything there, because when my friend has lost like 50,000
Oh my god.
because she shopped on that social media.
Or like
platform.
the ad that popped up, like buy this shirt or something like that.
So, and he cannot get back.
My tip, Google everything. Sometimes in family chats or group chats, people send you things or whatever.
Yeah.
Especially in family chats.
Oh, yes.
This, that, and I'm always like, I Google it. I'm like, guys, this is a scam. This is a scam. I think for me is, if something has happened to you, don't feel the shame of like, oh, I shouldn't tell anybody and therefore I don't report what has happened to me. You should report for your own sake to get maybe something back, but also to help send information to the police and to society so they know what kind of scam it is. So don't allow shame to stop the information from going out there that this scam is out there.
So you learn a lot in this episode, ladies and gentlemen. So remember, if you're ever scammed, don't be shy. Just report it to the police. With that, we end this episode. We see you on the next episode. Love you! Now everybody's saying it.